Hey guys, it's Candy. Welcome back to Our Family Nest. So today's video is going to be a little bit different than what we normally post here on our channel. Obviously, we usually do vlogs with the occasional fun challenge or something thrown in. Other channels have done this before where like they'll have their viewers or followers like comment things on their social media or in the comments of a video of like assumptions about our family or our channel or that kind of thing. Well, it's going to kind of be along the lines of reacting to the hate and the rumors that are out there about our family, but I didn't post it anywhere to ask you guys questions. I didn't have to, because there are actually these websites that exist out there on the internet that are just there to gossip and basically bash YouTubers. And I think it started out originally where they would bash like beauty gurus. That's kind of where it started. And now it seems to be like pretty popular to do this with a lot of like family channels that are out there. And there's a couple different ones, or maybe even more than the ones that I know about. And it's been a long time since I've looked at this one, so I just kind of went and checked this website, looked at some of the most recent comments that were posted, and wrote some notes down. And some of these things are kind of repetitive. I've like heard some of the stuff before, so I kind of just went and looked at the most recent, like, I don't know, past few months or whatever, and made some notes, and I'll address or react or correct these things that people think about us that aren't true. I just think it would be kind of funny, interesting, and also the idea of maybe some of you guys out there that aren't going to these websites to like necessarily talk negative about us, just to kind of like clear the air, because maybe you think this stuff too. And I just think, like I said, this will be entertaining and kind of funny. One of the topics, we're just gonna jump right in because I have quite a few written down. One of the topics was about Chase losing weight for wrestling, and more or less implying that like Ken and I are encouraging Chase to lose weight. And I can only speak for myself. Ken would probably do a better job explaining how he feels about it. But I don't like the idea behind Chase having to lose weight for wrestling. I feel like he's growing and he's gaining weight as his body should appropriately for his age. You know, he's gotten taller and bigger and more muscular, and muscle weighs even more than fat. So it's like, no, I don't think he's fat. I don't think he needs to lose weight. However, if you're not a wrestler, if you've never been in a sport that does this sort of thing, you probably just don't understand it from the right perspective. But like, so you're on a wrestling team and there's all these kids and they have these different weights and everybody kind of like claims their spot. And if you're one of the better wrestlers, then you're like, okay, well, 119 is my spot. And this guy's like, well, 125 is mine. And the next person's like, well, 135 is mine. And I don't know what all the weights are, but like, so basically it kind of messes things up when you're like the 119 spot, and then all of a sudden you've gained 20 pounds, and then another kid's gained too, so don't get me wrong, like there will be a shift in spots, but it just kind of messes everything up. And then you're having to wrestle against your friends, and so it's just easier. Well, I don't think it's easier, but in these kids' minds and these teenagers' minds, it's easier for them to say, oh, well, I just want to be back down at my 119 spot, so then I have to worry about it. And the reality is these boys are all growing and getting taller and stronger and gaining more muscle. And I don't really feel like Chase should necessarily wrestle at the same weight he did last year. But at the same time, he's going to be 17 years old in November, and if that's what he wants to work towards, I'm gonna support him. So when you guys see in our videos like, oh, Chase, you know, this is you can't eat this week, we don't literally mean you can't eat this week. We mean he can't eat ice cream, he can't drink pop, can't eat Pringles, you know, like he's got to eat chicken breasts and vegetables and fruit and drink a ton of water to get to where he needs to be. So it's kind of just like one of those sticky situations, because I want my kids to always feel confident about how they look, what they weigh, like that sort of thing. I wouldn't ever want Carly to be like, oh, someone told me, you know, I'm fat, I need to lose weight. Like, I would tell her, no, you know, you are beautiful, you do not need to lose weight, you're perfect the way you are. Like that person's just jealous or dealing with their own problems, that sort of thing. So, but when you're trying to lose weight for a sport, it's just a whole different thing. And when you guys see it in our videos, it's more so just that we're like joking around with Chase, trying to make a light of the situation that unfortunately he does have to deal with being on a wrestling team. So that's it with that. There were a lot of comments recently about me not liking Corey, Andrew's ex-girlfriend. I feel bad even for sort of bringing this up, because, you know, they're not back together or anything. So obviously this shouldn't be an issue anymore, but I wouldn't ever want people to think that like I didn't like her. And I know she doesn't think that I didn't like her. She knows that I liked her. We had many serious, really good discussions about a lot of things to do with relationships, past relationships, things in my past, things in her past. I think we had a great relationship, and I really liked her a lot. I was sad when they broke up, and I know Andrew, it's important for Andrew to feel like whoever he's dating is accepted by his family, both me and like my family and his dad and his family, and everyone liked her. Just to clear the air on that, no, I did not have a problem with her, you know, other than the things, the struggles that Andrew was going through with her. You know, those situations were fortunate, and I tried to talk to both of them, especially Andrew, and help them work through them, and in the end it just didn't work out. And with her, the whole idea of her like living with us, she did not move in. She had a few things that she kept here. She did stay here a lot though because of her work schedule. She worked nights, Andrew worked days. So the days of the week that they could spend together, the nights that she didn't work, their time to spend together was limited. Like by the time Andrew got home from work and they could go work out, eat dinner together, spend some time together, she would end up staying the night here sometimes instead of going home. But she would get up in the morning and go home when Andrew left to go to work. So no, she wasn't like hanging out here all day when Andrew wasn't here, which was something that a lot of people assumed. There's some rumors about Carly not wanting a boyfriend because possibly she sees how Ken bosses me around, how Chase bosses Asha around, and also that kind of goes along with rumors that Asha is being taught to, quote, take care of her man, like I take care of Ken, and it was kind of like this whole long chain of mess or a post having to do with like feminism and sexism and all this stuff, and I don't raise my kids that way at all. Like I don't have this oh Carly, when you grow up you need to, you know, cook for your man, clean for your man, take care of, like I didn't grow up that way. My parents both worked and took care of us kids. And Ken and I are the same way. Yeah, I was the primary caregiver, I guess you could say, of our kids because I was a stay-at-home mom for many years when Ken went to work full-time. But with us both running businesses out of the home, and you know, we used to work together, now we have our separate businesses, we still view things as like a partnership. We work together, but I don't ever look at it as, oh, I'm like taking care of Ken. He does his own laundry. You guys know, I've talked about before, he's the one that makes the bed. I hate making the bed, nor do I feel it necessary. Like just little things. He'll empty the dishwasher. He'll cook. We like 50%. He cooks half the time. I cook half the time. He does take care of like the lawn and stuff like that. And I take care of the house. Other than, you guys know, we have a cleaning person that comes once a week, but I still do cleaning on top of that because with 5 dogs, it's insane the amount of dog hair and stuff. But we definitely don't raise our kids that way. I don't think Ken like bosses me around at all. I would never let that happen. I'd be like, excuse me, are you talking to me? Like, we don't have that kind of relationship. And I don't think Chase does with Asha either. I think Chase sometimes has points where he's maybe gets a little jealous. But oh my gosh, when I was a teenager with my boyfriends, when I was their age, I was a very jealous girlfriend. I think that's typical to kind of like go through those sort of feelings of jealousy, or, you know, oh, my girlfriend is so beautiful, like I don't want other boys to be checking her out, like that kind of stuff. I think it's cute that he feels that way towards Asha. So I don't think that's wrong. The comments that Carly had made in the past about feeling like, oh, I don't want a boyfriend because I don't want someone to see, or I don't want someone to boss me around. I think that was actually some experiences that she had saw, I always mess that up, some of her friends go through. Some of her friends were in relationships that maybe weren't so healthy, and they were being bossed around by their boyfriends that they're not dating anymore. So I think she kind of was like, wow, if this is what it's like to have a boyfriend, you know, they text me all the time, want to know where I'm at, when I'm going to be home, who I'm with, what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. she's like, I want no part of that. So those comments that Carly had made before, it had to do with like that kind of stuff, not to do with anything that she was seeing like in our household or Chase, Blake, anybody. No, we did not give Asha money towards her car. There were some comments on we paid for part of Asha's car so that way we could film it. It just worked out because Ken's friends own a car dealership. So we looked at cars there. They didn't have the kind of car that Asha was dead set on getting, a Ford Escape. So it kind of started out with, hey, our friends are gonna help you find a car. Well, that didn't work out. She wanted to buy a car, you know, like she was ready, she got her license. So it was like, hey, we'll go with you because Ken's dad's a mechanic. We can take the car there and have him check it out. And then it ended up that when she found the car that she wanted, you can't buy a car until you're 18. Like, it has to go in your parents' name. So we weren't gonna, obviously, we didn't even question. We were not gonna put it in our name. We weren't paying for it. We weren't contributing to it. It was all Asha. She saved her own money that she has made herself. It has nothing to do with us. But no, we did not contribute to Asha getting her first car. Which goes along with the lines of that we pay people to be in our videos, pay them to travel with us, etc. We have never paid anybody to be in our videos. When it comes to traveling, yeah, Carly, Blake, Chase, any of them that bring their friends to travel with us, we don't pay them to travel with us, but they get treated to everything. Like, we pay for airline tickets, we pay for hotel, we pay for meals. They bring their own spending money if they want to buy whatever, like that's on them. I just feel like that's a great trade-off. Like, who wouldn't want to go on a vacation when you're a teenager or whatnot for free? There's this whole long thing about how I manipulate my kids to only like me and not like each other. I think I would have to see like specific examples to probably be able to explain this like specifically. But what I'm thinking is it probably comes across that way because when I'm filming the kids, they're with me. My kids don't like love necessarily holding the camera and doing the filming themselves. It always kind of is like, you know, Carly's always like, no, you hold the camera, you film. They just think it's easier. Chase does not like holding the camera at all. Look at even when he's with Asha, he'll have her hold the camera and then she ends up, you know, talking more than he does. He's just, I don't know. That's why people sometimes be like, oh my God, the mom just asked these kids 50 questions. That's because my kids don't necessarily want to like turn on the camera and hold it and just start like talking to the camera. You almost have to like, oh, how was homecoming? How was this? How was that? Where'd you go? How was the movie? What'd you eat for dinner? Like, because that's how you get them to talk and share. And the whole idea behind that, like, I want the kids to only like me and not like each other, I guess it's just because you guys don't really see how they interact and spend time together outside of like when I'm filming them. So it's unfortunate if it's coming across that way, but like, that's not true. I wouldn't even know how I could get them to only like me and not like each other. Carly and Chase, they probably bicker the most out of everybody because they're just 20 months apart, only 1 grade apart, have a lot of, this, well, not a lot, but have some of the same friends. Like, I don't know. Just, I don't know what that would be like because I didn't have a sibling that was, you know, basically 1 year behind me. Oh, so there's always comments about, oh, Candy's always right there in the middle of everything, following my kids around, don't give them any privacy. That is so not true. My kids have so much privacy now that they're teenagers. There's so many moments in their day that you guys don't even get to see. I think that's why a lot of times certain vlogs like Ken and I end up in the video more than others because the kids are doing things that they don't want to film. There's a ton of activities that they end up doing that don't get filmed. I mean, look, the other day, Chase said how they went for, they participated in a walk for suicide prevention. Like, it's just, like, I don't mind filming everything. Like, say I had a doctor appointment, I'll film at the doctor's for you guys, or I have a hair appointment, this is how my hair turned out. Like, but the kids, it's just not in their heads like it is in mine of, oh, I'm going to this today, I need to share it for the video. Like, they just don't view it the same way I do. Like, I want to share everything where they're more like, I have to say, oh, you guys are going here, why don't you vlog? And then they'll happily do it, but it's just not their like priority, if that makes any sense. So I'm sure it does seem like, oh, I'm following them around and I'm in the middle of everything. That's the only way I'm gonna get them on camera. As I said, they don't necessarily really like to hold the camera. Carly will, you guys know she chats with you guys like in her bedroom and stuff, but yeah, a lot of the times they would probably not even end up in the vlog if I wasn't like, come here Chase, let's film this right now, you know what I mean? Like, so unfortunately, yeah, I do sort of have to be that like in their face, go up to their room, follow them around, ask them 50 questions to create content. Let's see. Oh, someone commented and said how Chase and Asha act like friends and not lovers or not boyfriend and girlfriend. What do you want them to do exactly on camera to show you guys that they're boyfriend and girlfriend? I mean, obviously there's things in Ken and I's relationship that don't make it onto the camera, and there's things in Chase and Asha's relationship that doesn't make it on camera. I think just because you're not seeing kissing and like doesn't mean that it's not there. Like Ken and I are married. Obviously there's parts of our relationship that aren't in our vlogs. Like, I don't know how better way to explain it. I think Chase and Asha's relationship is fine and right where it should be for two 16-year-olds. So I'm not sure exactly what you guys would want to see on camera to prove that they're dating and not just friends, but I don't know, I thought that was funny. All right, so last but not least, there's always a ton of comments about Carly and her bad attitude, which, you know, her being disrespectful, talking back, and that sort of thing. And, you know, I feel like no matter what, it's my job as a parent. I'm gonna stand up for her 100% of the time. I don't care what she does. I actually was just listening to a podcast here where I was getting some work done. I actually listened to this podcast called Armchair Expert. It's by Dax Shepard, and that's, yes, where we got Dax's name from. And I'm sure he would love to know. We named our dog after him. But he made a comment in there one time. He was talking about his relationship with his mother. And this, I've shared this with people before, not in a vlog though, but he had said, my mom is the type of woman, if I went to her and said, Mom, I killed somebody, she would say, where's the body? Let's, you know, let me help you hide it or something. I just totally ruined that, but you guys get the gist. Something like that. Well, where's the body? Let's go hide it, or let's get rid of it, or whatever. And yes, that sounds horrible. I don't want one of my kids to come to me and say, oh, I killed somebody and I'm gonna help them get rid of the evidence. That's not the point of, you guys know. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, oh well. I'm always gonna be that type of parent with my kids, no matter if they are the best kid or the worst kid. I'm gonna be there standing up for them, fighting for them, and being there for them no matter what. So does that mean I agree with everything 100%? No. In fact, each one of my kids right now are probably going through things that I could sit here for an hour and be like, Andrew needs to quit doing this. Blake needs to do this. Chase is annoying for this reason. Carly, you know what I mean? Like, as humans, that's the great thing about us as humans. We all have like our good points. We all have our bad points. And Carly is really, the teenage hormones have hit her strong, let's just say. Just thinking about Carly and, you know, when we posted that video of her learning how to drive, and there were so many people, she's so mean, she said this, she did this, she thinks she knows everything. And then you have people who will comment and say like, well, you know, Candy edits these videos, it's her choice to share the stuff with the world. She should quit putting this in the videos. That's kind of like the crazy thing. Some of you guys use the word blinded, that I'm blinded by her behavior. And I guess in a way I sort of am, because I just know that at that moment, that's who Carly was. That's who Carly is. And I think there's also something to be said about the fact that like I'm the one that picks up the camera and chooses what moments are going to be filmed. And I sometimes wonder what it would be like if all of a sudden I was on the other end where it was Carly's vlog channel and she got to choose what moments she was going to film me. Would I be perceived in a totally different way? Maybe your opinion of me would be different. Maybe it would be like, oh my God, Carly's mom, she's so strict. She doesn't let Carly do anything. I guess it's just the way the picture's painted. And I'm not making excuses for Carly. I'm not saying her behavior is perfect. She definitely has her moments. Ken will tell me all the time that out of all the kids, I'm the hardest on Carly, which is probably why she gives it back to me at 200% instead of the 100 that I get from the boys. So maybe that's the reason why. I don't know why I'm hardest on her. Maybe because we spend the most time together. But at the end of the day, it's like, I know we have a good relationship. I know that Carly is a good person. She's loyal. She's there for her friends. She's forgiving. So yeah, so I guess I don't really take offense. That's like one of the things that gets brought up on these message boards that I take the least offense to, because everybody's going to have their opinion on each individual in our family, and it's easy to look at Carly and how snarky she can be and take that and turn that around as, oh, she's like the worst teenager ever. And I know she's going to grow up to be a perfect young lady. She's driven, she's smart, she knows what she wants, she's not afraid to get it, she doesn't put up with people's crap, and I'm okay with that. Like, I want her to be strong and an individual rather than, you know, someone who like turns off the camera and feels like she needs to be fake and fluffy and act like life is perfect all the time. So anyways, this video probably ended up being way too long. Maybe I need to edit some of it out. Maybe you guys will be interested in this. I'm sure some of you probably already pressed pause on the video a long time ago and went and Googled to try to find these websites. They're out there. There's probably ones out there that I don't even know about. I don't even care. I rarely even look at this anymore. When I first found out about it, I was like, oh my gosh, how could all these people say this, think this? How rude, you know, how could they say that? And now it's like, more than anything, I find it entertaining because you're just giving us views. So keep on clicking, keep on gossiping. So I'm sure they're gonna have a heyday on the forums now. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in tomorrow's vlog. Good night.